I was gonna say, Cap, that we didn't warn anybody who was going live, but we kind of did warn them about 20 hours ago.
I mean, listen, you know, it's 20-hour notice. We were planning to go live yesterday, and then my head hit that pillow, and I was out. There was no
Okay.
way
Oh,
I was out, man. I mean, I'll be great though. I'll be honest though. I since working since like at this new job and like kind of getting into like a regular schedule for the first time in over a decade about.
yeah.
Dude, I have felt better, man. Like I have felt like just so much better.
I
And
know why too. You're a really hardworking guy that likes to have. You're a person that is like the quintessential. I kind of feel like you were born in the wrong generation. If you were born in like the 1940s, in the 1920s, you would have been right at home because the thing that you just want to have a life that is stable. You want to get a fair day's work, fair day's pay, go home to your wife, and that helps you feel fulfilled.
it does. I mean, it's just I
You
like
don't
I
need to be a
love the way.
rapper or or a professional athlete.
I
Fair
mean,
day's
listen,
work, fair day's pay, a good wife at home, you're set.
exactly, bro. If I'm making good money, I got a happy home life. That's all that matters to me. That's gonna bring me joy and peace. Now, mind you, maybe I release like some rap album soon, and like go triple wood. But nah, like
Double
nah,
plastic.
double plastic. But I've really generally before we get into like the conversations, like I jumped on the scale, right, and I was like 246 couple months ago. Now I'm down to 216.
You guys have no idea. Like, the
It like
dude
it.
made me look like Bert from Sesame Street because of how wide he was when I was
That's
standing next to
crazy.
him.
That's crazy racist. Just because I'm white. But nah, man, I've been feeling good, losing weight, more of a regular schedule, and now we're back to making content, and I feel like I have more energy more than ever. So, um, what is not Paul the white answer? What is not Paul the white answer to Diddy? I like the grammar there is not great.
But he's from Norway. It's okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
We'll let him live.
I mean, listen, Trump's gonna probably invade that too soon. Yeah, but let's get into a little bit of the conversation that we wanted to have yesterday about like content creation
Yeah.
and the different mediums that we see now that are more different than ever. Generally, as someone that's made content, we both made content over the years. Uh, when you see all these different mediums, like what would you say is the biggest innovation you've seen, and what would you say is probably the biggest negative you've seen when it comes to it?
I think they're kind of like the answer is the same. It is the rise of AI in I watch YouTube a lot. And I would say that the rise of AI in content creation, sometimes, like for instance, I like this channel, Destro Reborn. He uses AI in a way that is so masterful. You could tell that he doesn't do like the AI slop thing. Like if
Yeah,
there is something that's a little sloppy, like he'll correct it so that it looks smooth and well made.
yeah,
But I would say that the majority of AI channels are they're it's hard not to look at them as lazy.
garbage, terrible content.
But
Yeah,
then they will make lazy content on interesting topics or topics that I find interesting. And
yeah,
so I end up becoming a little bit more desensitized to how much I hate the rise of AI in in content creation because I'm getting the information that I want from the content. And
yeah,
sometimes like me it's harder to ignore it when they can't say words right, or they, acronyms aren't said properly, or they have like, different like cuts in the audio that makes it very clear that it's not a human being speaking.
Listen, me and AI have that same struggle with pronunciation, so I can see that. I can definitely but no, all seriousness, I do think you can use AI as a tool and make really dope content. What I would say that gets a little bit tiresome is just like you said, the AI slop channels, right? Where they're just just throwing shit at the wall. It's not creative.
And some of it's false too.
Yeah, no, a lot of it's false. And then just I think like anything when it's a tool that can be used, and if you use it well, it can make some amazing content. But at the same time, if you're just gonna be putting some random BS Chat GPT script into a one of these AI like Sora or whatever video generators, it's super lazy.
Yeah.
And it gets views. That's the sad part. I think that's kind of the sad part, right? Like you put that as shorts, especially on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and you put that short form content because people don't have the attention span that they used to. It's just gonna generate views regardless if it's slop or
Or it's
not.
like the clickbait.
Yeah, or the clickbait.
Because
I
some of
mean,
them are like hour-long videos, so it's not really an issue of whether or
I've
not
seen
the,
more
the
of the
attention
shorts.
span. Nah, I've seen a lot of the longer stuff.
Really? So okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not necessarily getting that really fed to me, but I do get some of the short stuff fed to me, and I'm like, especially anything related to like shipping or anything with like boats, and I see some of the AI generated like collisions. I'm like, this water looks wrong. This looks all wonky because AI can't do water very well, and like unless you really work on it and you're an artist. But oh my
Yeah.
god, some of that shit is just straight fucking garbage, garbage. But I will say this again. It can be a tool. We had the whole conversation about the. Was it with you or am I? Yeah, maybe it was you. Do we have a conversation about the ethics of like AI music? I'm not sure if we did.
No, I'm pretty sure it's something that it was going to come up anyway.
It's that is kind of. I think you can use AI to generate voices and maybe uh, compose something in a different way where it and still have some uniqueness where it's somewhat human. But that's one of the saddest things is like the AI music that craze. And you'll see like just really formulaic, generic BS type music. Whereas I don't know, man, it's soulless, and that's it's just kind of it's kind of tough to really enjoy when it's not really a human being that's behind this creation. It's just some machine, and it's I don't know. It's not something I can like. If I know something's like AI generated music, I don't know. I kind of poo poo it. I look down on it. I mean, like, what are your thoughts on that as a whole?
I think a lot, when what you're talking about, kind of brings me back to a lot of these actors and actresses who are signing these deals with these AI companies for their image and voice to be used. And I just think that it's extremely short-sighted. Like, I know that
Yeah,
they want to kind of beat the technology to the punch and secure some sort of compensation, but
yeah,
I do think that these companies know what they're doing, and I do believe that whether or not an actor or an actress signs a contract with one of these AI companies, they're going to they're going to make it where all of these there's no such thing as a movie star anymore. They're going to have, like, 'cause sometimes you'll see this movie star made X number of dollars on this film, 20 million here, 10 million there, 500,000 there, if they're not really that well known. And they are going to be able to just put out, a new movie every 2 weeks and not pay the actors or the actresses. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that work on editing and lighting and costume and special effects, and they also have the stand-ins, the body doubles, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're just gonna get rid of all of that stuff, throw some fucking slop out there, and charge an arm and a leg on a streaming platform because the music, the movie theater industry is dying. My local one just closed last week. So
Yeah.
I look at it, and then you look at like how music, they're already stealing music and stealing rhythms from artists, and the visual artist is going the way of the dodo bird. We're going to see the death of the movie star. And when it comes to the music part of it, it's like, again, like the race to the bottom, is it worth it? I just don't think it's worth it.
No, I think that once we become so, I would say, complicit and reliant on AI to essentially create everything and give these like multi-million, billion-dollar studios ways to cut profits so they don't have to pay
Yep.
any people, it's just I just can't really get behind it. And I think that creatively, again, you can use AI ethically, but if you're just using it as a way to, oh, I don't have to pay a person, I can just AI generate this human being, and I don't have to like, pay a salary or like pay writers. It just gets to this point. It's like, do I want to consume a computer generated BS, or do I want to consume something created by a human being with like very unique ideas?
With
And I
some soul in
think,
it.
yeah, with some soul. And I think most people can tell when something's made with soul and it's just some, or if it's just some soulless, godless
I mean, think
creation by a computer.
think about the old style cartoons from when I was young, before you existed. Where they had like the watercolor, and they had a massive team of animators, for
Yeah.
stuff like The Land Before Time and Bambi and
Oh, Land
Cinderella and
Before
all those things,
Time, bro.
right?
I had all that shit on VHS. Go
Right?
ahead.
But think
But yeah,
about like the process of creating those timeless classics, and now we have Pixar.
yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that the Pixar product is bad, but it
I mean,
lacks
eh,
it lacks the gravity of those older style watercolor painting animations from yesteryear in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
yeah, where you had to kind of physically draw something
Yeah.
and then just sheets. It's to me, I can understand like with the CGI and like the Toy Story, some really good movies within that franchise, and I think CGI can be it was used well. It got a little bit sad though when CGI just became the only thing because it is a way to save manpower, and it just I would agree some of that hand drawn movies like movies musicals, I think those were so beautiful, and it is kind of sad to see that everything is just kind of being pushed into this computer generated stuff. Like I think it's funny because it's that when was Toy Story made, like 25 years ago, something like that, like a quarter of a century ago, and you're just starting to see that once that kind of kicked off, everything became CGI. It's actually one of the biggest criticisms I've had of movies overall, though it can be done really well. Right, there's some really good movies out there done with that format and that art style, and it looks really good. But when it comes to AI, I think the big worry for me is that you're like at least with the CGI, there was some type of human being behind it and behind the
Mm-hmm.
work, and now with
Mm-hmm.
AI, it's like, is it human? Not really. I mean, is
I,
it
th-
made by a human being? Not really.
I think the market is also kind of speaking to them, and they're not really listening. Like they hear it, but they're not listening.
Right.
When you were talking about CGI, it made me think of the John Wick series and how Chad Stahelski and Keanu Reeves have worked really hard to on every scene, making sure that the take is just right to kind
Right.
of rewrite how action scenes are done. I mean, we kind of got addicted to that Marvel type of
Yeah.
thing where, and you can tell when there are actors, there's a green screen, and then it turns into CGI. Like you can actually see those differences now, whereas in
Yeah.
the past they hid those differences a little bit better. You look at the first Terminator movie, right? But
Yeah.
you know, John Wick, the first film being released in 2014, it is like they thought it was just going to be a B movie that nobody really cared about. And then he
Yeah.
said, "Well, we'll make a second movie if you guys really, really want us to make a second movie." So people just kept buying and watching over and over the first John Wick film. And they kind of had to fill in like the backstory and like create like a whole, with the high table and the Continental and all the
I don't
stuff.
say that. I love that you're the one who introduced me to John Wick because I'm one of these people. I'll see the movie probably 4 or 5 years past its cycle or
Hmm.
however long, and I love the movie. It just I never watch it because I'm just not a big movie person usually, and the way they kind of handled their effects, the storyline, and it. I didn't know this at the time of watching it for the first time that I didn't know it's like going to be just like you told me more of the history about it being like kind of like a B movie, see how it goes,
Hmm.
how they kind of built up that universe and that movie with the practical effects and the realism to it. I think just made it way more of an attractive product to watch.
Yeah.
It was just it was a fun watch. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But
No,
yeah,
it's cool. I
I
mean,
love that movie. I love that movie series.
I think what really got me on board, where I knew that I backed the right thing to become a rabid fan of, was before they released the third film. And they were showing clips on YouTube. They actually put it up on YouTube. The training, the close quarter
Oh yeah,
combat,
yeah,
firearms training that Keanu Reeves went through with Halle Berry. And you could tell that they had a lot of pride in trying to get as close to being an expert or as close to looking like an expert in the film so
yeah,
that the film you could be more immersed in it. And then you have this Timothée Chalamet guy that's doing like the ping pong movie that's coming out or just came out. And they
yeah.
I read an article where they were saying that he put so much practice into playing ping pong that he actually looked like a professional.
Really?
Not just just letting some body double do it for you, or like you started to see with the Taken movies. The guy starts to age out of the action film, and then they start cutting. They do like the editing where they cut it a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
so one of the things that really killed me was toward the end of John Wick 4, where he basically gets the fire shotgun, right? And goes through the church and the
Yeah,
different rooms, the top down
yeah,
shit.
yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And to find it to find that they were able to do that in one take because they didn't have any extra resources. They only had enough to do that one take. And they
That's
ran
crazy.
that one take with the aerial camera and they ran through that entire situation and they got it exactly right in one take. That just knowing those types of things really, hopefully the movie industry is taking notice of that because that's what the movie theater goer wants to see. We don't
Yeah,
just want somebody doing screen cap with a bunch of balls all over them paws and they just doing screen cap and then just letting some nerd behind a computer. I love nerds. I'm a nerd. But I'm saying we don't just want the movie to be produced, behind, some, gaming computer. We
yeah.
actually
It's
want to
essentially,
see the
yeah,
actors and actresses do their thing. And as much as I'm no longer a fan of Halle Berry and her acting in John Wick 3 was trash, her action scenes were right. Her action scenes were right on the money because they
yeah,
practiced. They took the shit seriously. I think
yeah.
that the movie watcher wants to see more of that, but I think that we're kind of going towards the AI thing where they're just going to steal their likeness, create 3D models, steal their voices, and then just not pay anybody and just expect massive profits.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the sad part when it comes down to a lot of, I would say, studios being lazy. But like you said, when it's done right and you have studios, directors, producers care about the product, the viewer can definitely digest that movie or that TV show and really appreciate the work put in. That's actually like John Wick for me became one of my favorite movies of all. It's definitely like in my top five. Just from enjoyment alone, you could tell, they put a lot of love and pride into that movie. And as a viewer, I'm not gonna say I'm some movie reviewer type person or an expert, but just as
You're a
a
hockey player.
layman viewer, I really enjoyed what I had to see. But it is just a little bit. I'm hoping that, like you said, that some of these studios look themselves in the mirror and be like, hey, you know what? Sure, maybe it costs a little bit more money, maybe it's a little bit more difficult, but people really do enjoy good practical effects and good acting. And I just, that's one of the things I take away from that movie series, or Keanu just in general. It's like when he really kind of put himself into that role, he went fully into it. And I think that's what makes it even more enjoyable once you kind of find out the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, shoot, Keanu was doing a reload that competition shooters started imitating because it worked really well.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's like when you can kind of tell when someone really loves what they do and they have passion for this project or for their job or their career. I don't know, it just makes it that much more special in my opinion.
I don't want to make this all about John Wick, but I gotta mention this. I watched a YouTube video a couple of weeks ago where they were talking about where the gun market is, both domestically here in the United States and in other countries. And they were talking about the John Wick effect on the gun market and how, for one, we know the Colt M1911 is a legendary
Yeah, I do.
military pistol. They actually created the 2011. They actually created, I think, two or three guns that was made by real firearms manufacturers, bespoke to the movies to make the movies even more cool, like the Pit Viper from John
Yeah.
Wick 4.
Yeah.
To see that, like, they said that, some guns have more value in the market, and some of them aren't like really the best guns to use for various purposes. But
Right.
the value of the weapon on the secondary market goes up really high because this gun was featured in this film and did these cool things in this film. I mean, people
Yeah.
that I listen to talk, they say the Desert Eagle sucks, but video
It,
games and films
I've
have.
shot the Desert Eagle. It's a heavy. It's not a great gun to shoot.
Yeah, it's not practical.
No, it's not practical. I mean, it's.
You're
I
almost as
mean,
likely to shoot yourself with the gun from the recoil than hitting
well,
your target 20 yards
it,
down,
if you
downrange.
if you have weak wrists, sure, but I think that like it's what I kind of say. Not to make this into a gun conversation. I mean, I have guns, but like not to make this into this conversation. I think if you know your strengths of a shooter and what you can handle, that's the important thing. I mean, you have seen incidents where people that have not been trained at all, or just really their strength isn't really suitable for a firearm, and they'll load up. Like just for example, like a Desert Eagle, they'll put a full mag in, and then they can't handle the recoil, and then because of the recoil, they shoot again, and then you've seen those incidents. That's more just kind of I would say either people not knowing their strengths and weaknesses, or the person that's handing them that firearm not doing their due diligence and making sure that it's as safe
They're prepared.
of an environment as possible, and just maybe just putting one bullet in the mag and then going from there. But that's a whole different conversation.
Speaking of
But
content creation and guns, I gotta ask you your feelings on Demolition Ranch calling it quits in 2025.
shit, dude, it's funny because I really liked his channel, and I think that it was some lighthearted fun. He, did a lot of wacky stuff. I would say I wasn't an avid watcher to watch every single video, but I'd go binge watch, right? I would definitely go binge watch what he created. What's going on, Paulo Chaser? I think
One of our
that
top donators in 2025, Polly Chaser.
Appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much. We appreciate you.
And I think when it comes to Demolition Ranch, it's a little bit sad because I think when I watched the video, he wanted to be more around for his kids, present for his family. But I think some of the weirdos that would approach Matt outside, just in stalking and things of that nature, uh, some people just don't know like like the
Right. Don't
proper
be
way
that guy.
to like don't be that guy. Don't like be trying to stalk somebody with like kids and a wife and stuff. It was just weird. So I understand him stepping away, just trying to be more concerned with his family. But as a content creation thing, it's like, yeah, it's sad to see a guy like that go. But to be fair, I mean, he's done so much. I mean, how much more is there for him to do? Right? Like, there's always going to be some new firearm. There's always going to be some, like, new idea he can have. And I think as a creative, he was great. And I think he could always find ways to make content. But considering the legacy that he formed, I think it was probably appropriate, a good time to step away, you know? And who knows, maybe he comes back a few years down the line. I know he definitely would have a ton of fans that'd be willing to partake in his content. I mean, there was, and this is not Demolition Ranch, but it's Outdoor Boys, right? That guy, massive following. You know who that is? The guy that goes into like the wilderness and camps and things of that stuff. Have you ever seen any of his
No, I've seen
videos?
the videos of those types, but I don't know the content creator.
Oh, but he had a massive following and he stepped away, you know, and I think he made a video like a month or so ago, but he was kind of stepping away from YouTube just because of, he wanted to have a healthy family life balance. And he actually even said he doesn't think it's healthy for someone to be put on these massive pedestals, have this much of a following and be like a celebrity. He just doesn't think it's healthy for a human being. But, so I think with some of these creators, I think they make the right decision because when you reach that certain height and you get millions upon millions of views, the money's great. But at the end of the day, if you can secure yourself financially for the rest of your life and you know spend more time with the family, I don't think that's a bad thing. But yeah, it did suck seeing Matt go. It did suck.
My viewpoint on it is I get and of course I don't have any inside information. I don't know Matt, but the timing made me kind of feel like it was a combination of two things. One, you already mentioned, in that he's done so many different experiments with so many different firearms that what else was there to do? And you can the viewer can kind of tell if you're just putting out videos just to get views, and then
Yeah.
you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. But I think that that channel would absolutely still be going on if the guy that shot Trump in the ear wasn't wearing a Demolition Ranch t-shirt, because that brought
Ooh, yeah.
the kind of attention. And Matt really did work really hard to try to
Not be political.
keep his political opinions to himself. But I'm probably I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he voted for Trump over Kamala Harris. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious.
I mean, who knows?
So imagine
You know.
being a Trump supporter, a quiet Trump supporter, and somebody that tried to take him out was wearing one of your t-shirts. And then now you, who have worked really hard to stay politically neutral on your channel, to keep your channel just about guns. And now you're probably getting some hate mail just simply because some asshole decided to wear a t-shirt that happens to have your brand on it. And now they're linking that to you. And I think that probably just made it a little bit too difficult for him to continue on in the limelight, with that just happening, about a year prior to when he quit doing YouTube.
I mean, I could definitely see some rationale. I'm not gonna say who he voted for because you don't know. I mean, who knows? Dude? You never know. Maybe he was a big Kamal person. You don't know, right?
Absolutely not.
Listen, I'm just.
There's a lot of coded. There was a lot of coded conversation on the channel that he was trying to. He was kind of letting himself shine through, but not too much because he didn't want to alienate, the non-conservative viewer. He was very inclusive as far as like wanting all gun enthusiasts to come watch his channel, not just the conservative ones.
Right, but
Like I like Grantham, but they almost lost me because he just kept going with the racist, anti this, anti that, and he just kept going to it time and time again, and then they got rid of two of the guys on that channel.
Wait, which
Grantham.
Oh, great! I'm sorry. I thought of the other. I thought you were going to talk about. For whatever reason, because of Stick a Thumb in it, I was thinking of Kentucky Ballistics when you.
Oh no, that's another guy that tries to keep his political affiliations outside his channel.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's why I was confused for a second. Like, oh, that's right, Grant. This is. I mean, shoot. Let's just kind of go there. It's why one of the reasons why I think, especially for, yeah, I mean, I agree. If you have a $10 million sub audience, is beyond a reasonable hold to cut. Yeah, I would definitely agree. I don't even think DEG is saying that Matt has.
But he got the hate. I'm very certain that he got all kinds of death threats and hate mail in his inbox that he did not go public with, and was just like, you know what, I need to step back. That's my suspicion on it.
But I would actually. I would agree with that. I think that he probably got some pushback in the regards of like some trolls or hatred and stuff. And it's like if I'm Matt, if I have this much content I've made, millions and millions of people, like made millions of dollars doing it, like why am I gonna deal with this? Like I'm good. Nope. I can kind of retire and live life and be happy.
And he could go back to being a veterinarian, go back to healing animals and he's already gotten all that YouTube money. Like he doesn't have shit to worry about.
I mean, that's the one thing I would say, like, the Vet Ranch, like, 'cause he had all these different channels. Like, he did a lot of great work. It wasn't just a gun channel. Like, he also had the family channel, which he kind of took a step back from that. He kind of explained, like, he didn't feel really comfortable after a while, like, having his kids on videos and stuff of that nature. But, it's just, when it kind of comes down to it, he's done everything he could possibly do as a content creator. Millions of followers, millions of views, hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah,
and
billions even.
Billions probably. Yeah, with all those channels combined. And I think
he would routinely get 8 figures on each video.
Yeah, I mean, but when it comes down to it, how much more do you have to really do, or how many more ideas you have? And
I think frankly, that together was just like, you know what, now's the time.
I could see in 5-10 years him coming back to making content creation, because giving that break and then coming back into it, who knows?
I think we might see him on some cameos. We might see him do Kentucky Ballistics. We may see him do, I don't know if he would get along with a guy like Grantham. I think that they're both U.S. service. They both have done military work with the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
So I think that there's probably some crossover there. But with Matt being, more of a happy-go-lucky guy, and Grantham being more of like very technical and reviews and stuff like that.
That could balance itself out.
Yeah, I'd like to see a crossover between that. I think that would be cool.
Like I've seen Brendan Herrera's channel.
Yeah, he's not as interesting to me.
I think the AK-50 was an interesting idea.
Yes.
I think he can be interesting. Again, it's just weird for me because I would say once politics start getting involved, even if I'm with the politics per se,
it feels cringy.
I tune it out. I start like losing interest because it's just listen. I don't want to listen to the bullshit. I don't. I just want to enjoy some guns or just enjoy like a hockey, enjoy sports, like whatever type of medium. I'm trying to get away from the fucking ugly world of politics because, quite frankly, we see a lot of stupid shit on the news. Like, I just want to get my mind out of that. So when I see content creators, like, regardless of, like, right or left, start becoming overly political, they lose me generally as a viewer.
Yeah.
Because then that's...
Even if I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's some content creators that I've agreed with politically, but... It's just like, I don't fucking come to you for this. Like, shut the fuck up.
So how about Officer Tatum?
I fucking hate him. I mean, you already know that. I look at that as like a sellout.
I was just trying to trigger you.
Like, bro, listen. I I hate pandering political content. I just
Yeah.
do.
And it doesn't matter
like
what the
either
message is.
side of the aisle, right? Like
Yep.
whether it's Destiny, the Officer Tatum's of the world, it just makes me like look at my Mossberg shotgun, want to put my big toe in the trigger guard and put the barrel in my mouth and suck start it. Like legitimately, it's not for me. I would rather
Full Metal
get the
Jacket style.
information. Yeah, listen, Full Metal Jackets style. Maybe I can have a pile. Like I'll figure out. I'll hire a
shit.
Well, but yeah, that's just for me. I'm not big into the whole. Well, look at me. I'm a gun guy, and I'm just like this. Yeah, loses me. Which is funny because we have talked about politics, and I'm not necessarily the biggest about like talking politics on you.
Yeah.
I want to get away from it in general. So
I wanted to talk a little bit about where I think AI is acceptable, and it's a very, very, when you're talking about YouTube, very, very small niche. Because if you are running a channel where you are saying things that are not politically embraced or socially embraced, a good example would be Destro Reborn. I love this channel, right? You have to see it. Tell me what you think. But I think that there are certain people that are talking about certain subjects or espousing certain opinions where we're not even talking about avoiding a face reveal. We're also talking about avoiding people hearing your voice. So if you create the entire script for your video, for the voice over your video, and you put it through the AI, I have a lot more tolerance for that, because in certain situations you want to kind of protect your public image as you are expressing yourself in ways that people probably think you should not express yourself, which now leads me to one of the things you want to talk about yesterday when it comes about you mentioned VTubing.
Yeah, that's actually that was funny because I was just gonna kind of switch the gears to that because we talked about AI and kind of keeping life. I would say kind of keeping the human aspect out of it. What would you generally think of? What do we generally think of VTubing? Like the VTubers, like the people that whether it's live streaming or making like edited content where they're using essentially an avatar to speak. Some of them do have like a voice changer or modulator, but a lot of them just speak in their somewhat normal voice and just have a character. I mean, like, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I didn't really know anything about it until I saw a very interesting. One of the very few times I click on the Indian Jesus live stream, and I'm like, yeah, I actually want to watch this. He interviewed a VTuber who he had some sort of interaction with back and forth, I believe, on Twitter. And, I guess Lutch's position was kind of like mine, like, who gives a fuck about this and why are you doing this, right? Are you, some sort of sexual deviant or whatever? So the guy basically came on to Lutch's podcast, and he basically explained what it is and the different types that there are out there. And to me, it kind of made sense. I mean, when you think about how we present ourselves even on this podcast, right? Do we, is everything that you see on this podcast exactly one-to-one of who we are as people? I probably say with you, yeah. With me, maybe 80%.
Damn, that's crazy. All right.
Like I have you see like my whole sneaker collection. You see all this stuff in the background. Like I hardly ever come into my office. My wife, she spends more time in this office than I do. Right? This is supposed to be kind of like a man cave when we moved here and set it up and to have like a nice background for the podcast. But, I almost never play my my arcade cabinet, right? So I just, not everything you see or kind of like with the bombast that you hear people speak with is how they would normally speak on a day-to-day basis. with everybody.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
if you want to express yourself in ways that you're not really able to express yourself out in the world, where what persona do you want? I mean, there was a time before I did a face reveal. Remember when we used to do
gameplay commentaries,
when we
baby.
used to do the gameplay
Yeah.
commentaries, playing, Black Ops 2 and
Call of
Ghosts
Duty. Yeah,
and Black Ops 3 and the whole bit, right?
yeah.
It was a long time before I got on stream and revealed my face. Everybody thought I was a white guy until I
I
actually
did.
did a face reveal.
Yeah, until he got the surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that revitiligo. So when I think about it from that, it kind of like, okay, I get it. Some people kind of think of themselves as not particularly human. They have a spirit animal or whatever, or they really like this particular anime character or a, a type, like, some sort of trope that they really like, and it fits how they see themselves or how they would like to see themselves in the world. And they get to communicate with like-minded people, which is what we're all doing anyway, right? So
Yeah.
they're doing the same thing we're doing, just not with the same medium. So he kind of got me to understand more of what it is rather than what it looks like from the outside.
You know, I will say this, right? I've actually kind of gone down that whole VTuber wormhole, and
Mm.
I would have to say, because I do follow some of their some certain VTubers content. What's kind of it's something at first I was like, what the fuck is this, right? Like what the fuck am I watching? What the goofy type shit is this? But then when you kind of see them, like some of them actually make songs,
Yep.
and like it's really good, like actually really like really good quality music, and very entertaining, very good personalities. It kind of made me kind of hard go back to, like, it's funny you mentioned that, like the old days of Call of Duty, right, where I was just some voiceless person, and I'd be doing
With
a
the
bunch
voice
of crazy
changer.
yeah, dude, with the voice changer, dude, it, like with the different characters I had, like with the Pup of Thunder, when I would do the just the stupid skits and stuff and have fun with it. It kind of harkens back to that, where I think creatively you can do more with an avatar, and there's a like it's freeing in a way, right? Like when you don't have your personal image out there, there's some there is a sense of freedom regarding that. Now, some VTubers have like revealed their faces, and they also have in real stuff as well, where like people know what they look like. But to me, I would say I think it's a pretty cool medium. I think it's a pretty cool community. Sure, maybe there's some oddballs in that, but I think there's a lot of creative and really innovative people in that scene. That kind of even surprised me, because again, I was like, like at times I was like, what in the fuck was I watching? You know? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. You want me to pull my license out? I can do that. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, like I do have a cat
Well.
license.
In defense of Polychaser, it is expected that captains show up to work, and you very rarely show up to work. So
Because this ain't my job, bro. We lose money on this project. Yo, this is literally like, this is like in the red, right? This project's just for fun. This ain't a job. This is a hobby, motherfucker. We don't make money off this show. I mean, shit.
yeah, we actually
But
pay to bring content to the people.
yeah, exactly. And that's pretty
Yeah.
fucking sad because how poor our content is. But no, I think when it comes down to it with the VTuber stuff, I think it's a cool scene, and I think there's a lot of something that I looked at as kind of a skeptical lens before. I've like gone down the wormhole, and I think there's some really great creators there that I think probably wouldn't have the same comfort to make the same type of content in person, you know? And I do think it kind of allows them to have that freedom to do so. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty interesting one. It is kind of funny that the Indian backstabber, Jesus, yeah, the Indian Judas is the one that introduced you to VTubing, I guess. But yeah, so that's his name, is the Indian Judas.
Oh no!
Stabbing his friends in the back. No, but
Wow!
shout out to Lush.
Oh man, I'm just gonna let this go. I'm just gonna let this go. You know, one of the things that I thought was very interesting about the VTubing stuff, because it reminded me of what my guy JD does on his wrestling podcast. The dedication that a lot of these VTubers have, because the technology that goes into having their avatar match their movements and their facial expressions and different things like that cost them in the five figures.
Yeah, no, it's crazy expensive. Some of the
Yeah.
setups that they have to do.
Yep.
And
I
like
gotta
how they
give
have to,
them I gotta give them a
yeah.
lot of credit.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair too, right? You still have to perform when you're streaming. Like you have to like put energy into it. Because like if you're just sitting just in the camera, pulling a DEG, just looking miserable, sad and depressed, and just speaking in a low tone, no. But no, if you just you do have to have some type of performance with it. But yeah, some of that like I think like the rigging and all that stuff to it and the artist like it's like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
you should ask JD how much he paid for his intro and his outro and
No,
the backdrop.
that's his real house. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought that was real. I thought he just drove in his living room in his yacht. I thought that was crazy. I thought that was crazy. That's how I thought JD did. No, he's loaded.
Well,
He's
the
loaded.
car that's in his intro, he actually has that car.
No, that's like that's his beater car. He's got like Lambos.
Nah,
and
he has two Mustangs, but the special edition one is what you see now. But his old, if you go back a few years and you saw the Mustang that was in the intro and outro then, that is kind of like his, drive around, beat around car. But he has the Dark Horse Mustang.
Really?
Yeah, he has the Dark Horse, and it actually looks pretty cool. But you know, he said already there with stupid leecher reactors making the most buck. I mean, we are going to become one of these leeches, on purpose.
Listen,
Because we got to go where the money is. You know what I'm saying? Politics says
mean-
more and more creators eventually will dilute the payout, and we end up with only a few being able. But it's always been like this since the
always
beginning.
been like that. That's always been like that. Like, there's only so many people that make like actual generational type wealth money, and
Yeah.
everybody thinks that they make a content or make a channel, start a Twitch, that they're gonna get rich. It's just for the most people. Just it's.
There was only going to be one in our whole group, and
Yeah.
the guys that were trying to get on Thunder's community channel, and who's the one that came out of that?
Yeah. Not many.
No, who is the one that came out of that?
Oh,
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. Beast was a Call of Duty gameplay commentator just like us, making no money, trying to get on Thunder's community channel. And he got on there a couple of times. I got on Thunder's community channel, I think like once, and got like 30 subscribers from it, and I was like super happy about it. And he's the one that, he was the guy that got the lottery ticket,
Yeah, I mean, listen, but he also he definitely diversified and did his own thing. But yeah, I think that when it comes down to it, there's only going to be those select few that really do blow. And I think if you make content creators, I mean, if you make content, you can't go into it thinking you're going to be a millionaire.
Yeah,
have
you
fun
just
with
got to
it.
make what you like.
Yeah, just have fun with it and see where it goes.
Cthulhu here. What's up, Zippy? Comes in rating full speed media has just become as bad as electronics, guns, and cars. Stuff is made for executives and investment gamblers, not end user consumers. I have to agree with that. I watched a video talking about the economy. I was actually driving with Mrs. Evil and listening to this, and it was kind of depressing to hear them say what they said the way that they said it, right? Like they food is no longer considered sustenance or a need or right. It is a conduit to profits. It is it's just a commodity. And so food is not generated to feed people. It is now just something to make rich people richer. And then you're starting to see that, like, they'll say, oh, we need to raise food prices because of this cost issue, like with the whole thing with the eggs from a year and a half ago. But then when the cost issue goes away, the price don't come back down. Yeah. And their whole thing is, how high a price can we charge before you revolt? And it's like, we don't want steady profits. We need record growth. Otherwise, we're laying everybody off.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, there's definitely products made that are sold at a price that doesn't need to be that high, right? And they could still make enough profit to be making millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, this is something that I do because this is actually funny. We talked about this a little bit a while ago, right? Popular creators making these courses like, oh my god, like when these 5 simple steps you can become. Shut the fuck up and suck a dick. Like genuinely, if you make that content and you sell courses and you like these millions, I'll show you all my shut. You got lucky. You got some luck. You had some talent, right? I'm not gonna say.
And now you're in the algorithm.
And you're in the algorithm and you're blessed. Shut the fuck up. Suck your cock. And live your life.
Remove those bottom 2 ribs. Suck your own cock.
Like, seriously, it's crazy. What's crazy as well? That fucking loser, Andrew Tate, right? He had that Amazon wish list or whatever, like, selling package that course he sold. Like, those people that sell courses on YouTube that have millions of followers, I'm like, you're just degenerate scumbags. Like, none of these people are going to
How to become a millionaire on YouTube for $999,999.
Exactly.
Somebody buys it. See, I'm a millionaire now. That's how you do it.
It's just sad and just kind of wild. There is something that, what was he saying? This one. I know we already brought this up on screen.
He meant to say ranting.
Ranting, but
yeah.
The gambling thing, right? That is also something I would say with content creation, because it goes down this. I don't know about you, but I lose a lot of respect for a creator when it's just overt, over the top gambling ads throughout their video. And I get it, like, make your money, I guess. But ethically, I just can't vibe with it. Because like on the hockey channel, I was reached out to by
even after you told them not to.
Yeah, even though I told them not to, like for $5,000 essentially a month to promote their brand, I'm like, no. And it's I don't know. That is the sad part, I will say. I understand creators got to make their money because they're not going to make their money off the AdSense usually. It's like sponsorships and ads. It's outside feeding of income how they make most of their money. But I would say the amount of gambling ads I see from content creators now, it just sucks, dude. I hate it. I genuinely fucking hate it. The coffee ads.
Yeah, I had to stop watching the quartering. It was almost like it started just to become rage bait for the views. Like we know what your opinions. We know what your opinions are. We agree with your opinions. I don't need to watch the same video over and over and over again.
I couldn't get into his videos, honestly. He's the guy with the beard, right? Like the
yeah, always talking about how the liberals are liberaling and how they're ruining comics and movies and feminism is the devil. And again, I agree, but you know,
I mean,
Red Pill movement, actually, there's nothing wrong with the Red Pill movement. It's just that some of the people that are representing the Red Pill movement are destroying the public image of those people. I think that it's important for you to understand, like, if you're talking about Red Pill, you need to understand the Red Pill movement and how it came to be called the Red Pill movement. And I think that if you got accurate information as what it's supposed to be, other than the bastardization that you're seeing on social media so that they can sell BS courses and talk down on guys that are making less money than them because the algorithm chose them, right? If you understood exactly what the Red Pill movement actually is, beyond, the frauds in Florida and all the other BS, I think that you would have a little bit of a different viewpoint on that. But we are definitely in lockstep on this.
I will say this. I will agree with Polychaser, though. Like, the people that represent that scene, bro, it's a rough look, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's a rough look.
And that's why I keep saying they're the worst for the movement, because they're mixing the truth with lies. They're mixing the truth with poor character. Yeah. And anytime some guy says the truth about interpersonal dealings with the opposite sex, the opposite sex can kind of push the spotlight off of them and their behavior by saying, well, look at this grifter, look at this misogynist, look at this guy that doesn't live the lifestyle that he's claiming. And then, the what they said was factually correct, but they proved their position to be false by the fact that they misrepresent their own message, just trying to get rich and trying to lord themselves over other people so that they can theoretically get women to like them more than other men. And yep. I think, it's, there are people on the left doing the same type of thing.
I mean, I would definitely say that. So this is what I would say. Probably one of my biggest complaints of some of the red pill community, just in general, because I've always had more of a negative viewpoint on it, just because of some of the fucking weirdos in it.
Right.
I do think that.
Well, let me ask you this question, Cap. Let me ask you this question: Are there some weirdos in hockey?
I mean, Carter Hart likes to play Bang Bros with his homies. Yes, there is some weirdos in anything, bro. And guy can't make a fucking save, bro. You sold your career for cheeks with the boys, and you can't make a fucking save. You are garbage. Sorry. Carter Hart sucks. Well, not just like, I don't give a fuck of the douchebaggery in the bedroom, but make a save, motherfucker. You're getting paid millions. I need a save. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the question would then be, should Connor McDavid have his participation in the NHL soured because of Carter Hart? Or, we saw some guys that were siding with Putin and the whole, we're not letting Russia in the Four Nations tournament and all this other stuff, right? Right? Yeah. Should their public image be tarnished by that? I don't think that's fair.
No, I don't think that's fair either. And I don't really disagree with what you're saying here, but it's just like anything, right? Like when Aaron Hernandez was like popping people in Rhode Island or Massachusetts or something, like as a Patriots player, I just looked to make the organization look good when Aaron Hernandez is murdering people. But, just when it kind of comes down to it, unfortunately, those big visible faces in that community, or that quote unquote represent that community, you're going to have a negative connotation with it, or negative viewpoint.
And I've been telling people for a long time, the frauds in Florida are a major negative for the red pill movement. They are destroying the red pill movement from within. Nick Fuentes is a Mexican white supremacist.
That is something I never knew existed until that happened. So, I mean, listen.
Yeah. That,
Listen. We've had this conversation off stream, I think a little bit on stream.
At least the quartering is actually white.
Yo. I would say, well, he's a redhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a redhead? I mean, well, I was going to say, because technically gingers aren't white. But I think when it comes down to it, how shall I say this? Damn it, I just lost my fucking train of thought. I was going to really go into something.
Do you have to save it for low T?
No, it wasn't going to be that bad. It was going to be... shit, what the fuck was I going to say? See, this is the dementia hitting early. This sucks. Anyways...
You're talking about the quartering.
This is what I was going to say. We got to get into our sellout era, baby. I need you to start...
People have been telling us that for a long time.
Listen. I'm looking at the Officer Tatums of the world. I'm like, that could be you, right? Think about it. Like, you just having pom-poms on, celebrating, high-fiving people like cops on stream with unlawful shootings. Like, listen, the bag's there, bro. You need to take that hit, sell your soul. No, but it's like, I mean, bro, honestly, I sort of wish.
I really can't see the wall behind you.
Bro, it would be, dude, it would be hilarious. That is true. It's trans. Listen, we aren't.
Like I said, I can see the wall behind you, man.
We're not color, but I will say this. Maybe we should get like VTuber models, bro, right? And like we can like just do like the crazy stuff that I think we should do. You could be, I don't know, like Dr. Evil Cop or something, right? And I could be Captain Cuck. We could just like, yeah, we can really, really.
Somebody's gonna clip Captain Cuck, and your life is now gonna be officially over.
I don't give a fuck, bro. This shit's fun. Listen, but no, I'm just telling you that would be so funny as shit. But
yeah, but I think that is the way to get people to donate and to jump behind you is, you can be a white apologist and I can, be the new face of, what do they call it? Black fatigue.
Black fatigue, dude. Dr. Evil Fatigue or something, Dr. Fatigue Genius. I don't know. We can figure something out.
I could just, come on here and talk about how much I hate myself.
I mean, listen, it'd be great. It's like every day I wake up, I hate myself more.
I'll come on the podcast every day and beg Trump to deport me to some country I've never been to.
Dude,
we can make a lot of money that way.
You could have that Uncle Ruckus like music every time you talk. Yeah, dude, that'd be great.
Yep. Yeah, this is true. This is true. I had a dream. I'm moving to Canada. That episode was funny as hell.
Dude, I absolutely loved that fucking show until they that last season was trash.
I rob young ladies. Old ladies are too easy.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, though, just overall, like there's easy ways to make money on YouTube for rage.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling you Cthulhu.
Cthulhu? It's crazy.
He's got the tentacles with the cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start calling him Cthulhu. That's gonna be your name from now on.
Bro, you I probably should start heading off here because I actually can have dinner. But
man, it's not even. See, that's some classic white boy shit. It's 5:30 p.m. talking about dinner.
I wake up at 4:30 in the fucking morning. Unlike you, right? That's some black boy shit. Oh my god, that's gonna be shit. No, but I do. I wake up at like 4:30. So like that's why yesterday I fell asleep at like what was it, like 7 or 8?
Yeah, we were supposed to do this show yesterday, y'all. I was sitting here. And I was just like, listen, he's going to show up when he shows up. I'm going to go watch the Rangers lose at home again. To a bunch of former Rangers.
Did they lose last night?
The Rangers were up 2-0. They lost 4-2. Gave up another empty net goal. I swear to God, the Rangers have given up almost as many empty net goals at home as they scored at home this entire season. The Rangers have 5 home wins.
You know what's crazy? I was surprised my team dropped 10 on your head. That was crazy. I was like, where the fuck has this been all season? Yeah. I mean, wow, they lost 4 digits.
Yeah. Will you ignorant niggas please shut the hell up? That was a great episode of the Boondocks.
Dude, that was a great episode. Yeah, it sucks what happened with the last season, though. Like how they kind of they took... what was it? Magruder wasn't involved in it.
Yeah, I didn't even bother.
I didn't watch it. Like, okay, that's a lie. I watched one episode and it was trash. So I was like, bro, it just wasn't the same heart and soul to it.
Nope.
So
it's like a Jay-Z album after the Black Album. Nope. Not wasting time with that.
I
No,
mean,
thank
listen,
you.
listen.
Or an Eminem album after the Marshall Mathers LP. Nope, I'm
Oh,
good.
yo, relax, relax.
I'm good.
That's our white messiah. Relax, all right? So, but no,
Only because of the first two albums, like Biggie Smalls.
no.
Big
Eminem.
pun.
Dude, listen. I think he's got some decent albums on the back catalog, like on the end of his career. But is it the same hunger and shit, bro? Like, when he's popping pills and doing crazy shit. Yeah, you're never gonna have that same energy. But I would say, fuck it. Let's just kind of go down here. So you're because we're in content creation. It's past an hour. We had enough ranting and bullshit.
Yeah,
Who is your favorite like rap artist of all time?
that's a difficult one. I would probably have
Okay,
to say Jadakiss is number one. Jadakiss is number one, and it's
who do you
very
think?
difficult because sometimes it's like Jay Z prior to Volume 3.
Yeah,
I mean, but the first Blueprint album was legendary too. But there are three Jay Z albums that I can play on repeat, which would be Reasonable Doubt, In My Lifetime, and the Blueprint Volume 1. Those three albums make him a legend, even though I don't really particularly like him as a human being. I still can't not listen to those albums. Nas is very high up there. Big Pun, very high up there. Jadakiss is probably. I keep coming back around to Jadakiss, really.
who do you think's my favorite? You probably never guess. Don't go with some racist
Black
answer
Thought.
either.
Black Thought.
Black Clock's got some great. All right, so I would say this, and I love DMX. Like, DMX is one of my favorite artists.
Yeah,
Just
he's
the
top 10 for me. But
dude, like, just
he
the
wasn't the
energy.
slick.
No, like, but like, dude, just the passion and like some of
Yeah.
the tracks, like the Damien track, I
Yeah.
loved. And
You
then
like guys
Slippin'.
that have alter egos with their voices. Yeah, you would like that type of guy. Yeah.
Dude, I did. Dude, that shit, that track was fire. I don't give a fuck. That was a great track. I think he made a lot of great music. It was kind of unfortunate towards the back end with the battles he had. But yeah, I love DMX. I would say
Slippin' is one of my top tracks of all time, though.
Slippin'. Can't,
Yeah.
yeah.
That song still makes me emotional, man.
Dude, I have that like as one of my favorites is all time. As
Definitely. As Dark and Hell is Hot is a legendary album, too. Like,
It is. It's
for real.
amazing album. It's an amazing album. I would definitely agree with that.
He's a
Outside
good
of
storyteller, even though he didn't have the flow that I grew up on. He was
Yeah.
really more barking at you than like that had that really great flow,
I would say with DMX though, like
Oh
maybe
yeah, Give Me a Sign was pretty good too.
Give Me a Sign was. I would say that with DMX though, the passion
We got
always, like, came over well.
please tell me we got a Coheed and Cambria fan up in this bitch. I've had the pleasure of talking to Josh Eppard on a lot of occasions. I even gave him my business card because he said that he wanted to train with me, but then never really got back to me. So every time I see him on the cruise ship, I'm like, "Yo, that offer still stands, man." But I like his drum confessional. Because he's had like a lot of the issues with drugs and stuff like that, and coming out on the other side of addiction. I think that whole series that he's doing, I think is very helpful, especially for those that are struggling with addiction. So I love Josh Eppard as a human being.
Yeah.
I hope I get that opportunity to train with him one of these years. But he's a good man. He's a good man, absolutely. But if you want to talk about artists all time, if you're not talking about rappers, Coheed and Cambria is number one for me, and you already know that. So
Yeah, I already know that. I mean, I actually got listened to one of their songs through like an NHL soundtrack, and I kind of went down the wormhole, and I was like, oh, this is actually some pretty. They actually made some really good covers too.
yeah,
There's like
they
there was what was it? I think it was like a Kiss song they made. And I was like, I love this version more than the Kiss version because I'm not like a big Kiss guy. But yeah, they made some really really great covers as well. They're very good artists. I kind of I found them within the past like 4 years or so though. So like I'm not
Hmm.
gonna sit here and say I was like from the beginning, but yeah, like kind of
Yeah.
going through their back catalog, they do have a lot of good music.
Oh,
Uh,
they actually did a sequel to Jesse's Girl, working with the original artist on it.
oh no shit, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I definitely
I
have to
even have
check
the
that
merch
out.
from it. I even have the merch from it. Like I got like a T-shirt from it and that whole bit. As a matter of fact, now that I've mentioned it, I actually have to show you now because
All
I
right,
actually have it. Hold on a second.
no, I got you. I got you. I got you. So, do you still have your headphones on? Can you still hear me or no?
Of course I can.
Okay. So, what would you say with the Coheed and Cambria? What's your favorite song from them of all time?
That's a loaded question because
Okay,
there
give me
are
a top
different.
five. Top five.
Uh, wow. Okay. Oh, I think I found the shirt. All right. So this was part of the merch of when they did the remix to Jesse's Girl.
Mm.
So definitely, if you guys haven't heard this song, definitely check it out. But I think I might have bought the hat too. I don't remember. I think I have that hat in my other closet. But yeah, I got some of the merch from the whole thing that they did with the original artist. But I would probably say that wow, I'd probably say that there are songs that are really important to me, but there are also songs that are technically just sonically great songs. So, for instance,
Mm.
I would say that ouch,
What?
ouch. So, I would probably say sonically, the as far as like how the song hits your ear,
Mm.
Evagria the Faithful is probably sonically the best song Coheed has ever made. Now, it's a song that doesn't get a lot of run, doesn't get a lot of play. You know, there are certain songs that are very popular
Right.
with the fan base, and you know, some of those end up in the top five.
Mm.
But as far as the the beautifulness of the sound, um, as far as the beautifulness of the sound, Evagria the Faithful would be number one. To round out my top five, I would have to say, In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth, I would say Delirium Trigger is up there. In the Flame of Era is very high, is in my top five.
Mm.
And um, let me throw, because it does, you know, Mrs. Evil puts out a lot of good stuff here, but I would have to throw It Walks Among Us.
Walks Among Us.
Nicholas Cage. Nicholas Caged.
What?
I just ruined
Okay.
that for her.
You know what's
Yeah, Gravity's Union has like at the end of it. There's certain songs in the Coheed discography that have it brings you can feel the urgency and the emergency in those songs. Like there's a song that there's a song that just hit me in the head, and I just could not pull. I could not pull the. So I actually have to go to the album itself. The
name?
Crowing. The Crowing is one of those songs that when you get to a certain like, there is a. There's just there's a rawness to it where the environment that they've created sonically actually fucks with your emotions. So
Yeah.
it can actually send your cortisol levels high when you hear the song get to a more urgent place, especially when they, you know. So like for me, that's why In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth is such a big one for me. It's a
Yeah.
gritty, ugly song, and then it kind of like disperses, and then it hits you with that. it hits you with that melody, and then it just the crescendo is just it. Like I get chills every time I think about it, and I've been listening to the same song for more than 20 years, and it still hits me every time.
You know what's crazy? That'd actually be a dope idea. And listen, like this would be probably like what one person say, like slop content and reactor content, bro. We should.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, we should just like have like it doesn't have to be right now, but we should just like listen to some songs, like line up, like have a section like some music. And just like, cause I haven't listened to a lot of Coheed and Cambria. I've listened to some of their stuff.
Have you ever heard In Keeping Secrets?
No.
You know what? Fuck it. I don't think that we are monetized anyway, so we can do a quick reaction to that song. Just there. We're just gonna do a quick reaction. Because I think that like it's a song that when people ask me why am I a Coheed and Cambria fan, there are certain songs that I can play for you and you just be like, oh yeah, this is great stuff. All right, this is great, right?
You know what song do you know what song introduced me to Coheed and Cambria? Like the first song.
What song did I introduce you to?
No. You know the song because I actually found them through the NHL soundtrack. Funny enough, like a couple of games ago.
Which one was it?
Liars Club.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's a little bit more poppy. Like
no, it is, but it got me interested. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a nice song, but like let me like kind of see. And then I looked into the other stuff, and I wouldn't have the names off the top of my head. I'm like, oh, they got some better stuff than that. You know?
Yeah, he has a really good way. Like he can make some really. So well, first of all, I'm trying to think of how I can. All right, let's go to Liars Club real quick because we're gonna do this thing here, and when you guys kind of hear how poppy this song is, you might look at it and be like, yeah, I don't really know.
It is definitely different from what I've heard their other stuff. And
right. But that's why I want to share this one first because, this is from their second to last album that they released. So it's more of the new stuff, so to speak.
Right.
All right, so we're going to share this here. And we're going to add this to the stage. All right, so, I don't want to run afoul of, copyright or whatever, but, and we again, we got to give a lot of love to, Travis and Zach and the aforementioned Josh Eppert. We got to give them a lot of love. This sound is not just created by Claudio Sanchez. It's also made by Mr. Stever as the lead guitarist.
Pause this for a second though.
Of course.
The video looks like what was that freaking cartoon in the early 2000s, like Code Loco or something like that?
Yes, Code Lyoko. Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about? Like that's what it looks like. Yeah, I had to say that because that's what like I don't think I just heard it on the game, so I haven't actually seen the music video.
Right. Oh yeah. And one of the things that I can go all day because they have some of the greatest animated videos ever that I could still watch today and just really be into them. It's actually funny. I only know about Trivium because Trivium went on tour with Coheed and Cambria about 20 years ago. That's the only way that I know who Trivium is because they actually toured with Coheed and Cambria at one point. That's how I got into like Polyphia. I got into Polyphia because of Coheed.
Words would say what we do to deserve this. Everything seems broken when you look at it that way. It's a disease, and there ain't no cure. The truth is such a bore. Or do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it. Lie.
Now I gotta tell you, and this is, you know, just a long term fan of the band, right? I have to kind of like let you know that personally, I would much rather you listen to the band play this song live than the album version.
Really?
Because this goes back to the theme of when we started this podcast today. This goes back to that theme of modern technology and its effect on content. And a lot of people think that newer technology is always better. And I'm here to tell you that, in my opinion, this song actually is way more compelling when you listen to it live.
Really?
Than on wax. So when I actually go to like show you the other song that comes from 2003, right? We're talking about a song that was there's an exact 20-year gap between this song here, Liars Club, and the song that I'm gonna sample for you in Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth, right? So you're gonna hear like the song sounds very. Remember we were talking about Pixar versus the old watercolor. You're gonna kind of get a little bit of that feel when you listen, and this is one of the things that led to this particular album being my least favorite, because even when the songs are good, the songs sound infinitely better live than, because a lot of the soul has been scrubbed out of it with the production. Actually, they played this music video live when they played this song a couple years ago, which is kind of cool.
they?
Yeah, they had this on the screen behind me. Yeah. So that's like a taste of like what the audio. You see that it sounds like a lot of rock bands that you've heard before, which is, I guess, in some ways is kind of parts of the point. I want to get to what Polychaser says here. I think technology comes with good and bad outcomes. At the same time, it creates opportunities that end with desirable and less desirable outcomes. And I'm going to show you an example of this as well. Cthulhu says something that I 100% agree with. Live shows have a lot more energy and rhythm, but my OCD is annoying. I don't always jive with it. I can tell you that there are songs that I love that I will listen to 12 times in a row, just run it on repeat, because I guess I'm just kind of weird that way. And then you go and you hear the live rendition and the drummer changes something up small and it just throws everything off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So Cthulhu, I understand. I understand exactly what you mean. Now,
So I would definitely say that certain artists are better live, but then also some artists are just what would they call, essentially like studio artists only, right? Like they like in the studio they'll make some good sounding music,
Yeah.
But then when they get live, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I would say like for Liars Club, I liked the song. I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite of all time, but it was kind of a nice little introduction. Like, okay, let me check them out because this is actually pretty catchy. I mean, I don't know if it was like what drew me in because every other song on that soundtrack was dog shit. That was like my bright spot on that soundtrack when I was like in the menu of the game. But yeah, I mean, so I'm interested to kind of see. You're one of your all-time favorites here.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to actually show you. I really do think that you guys should look at the Starland Ballroom rendition because that when I saw that, it just changed my life. But all right, but I'm going to try this one here, and hopefully this doesn't suck.
I'm actually before we get into it, real quick.
Yeah,
I'm interested because like Paul just said the logarithmic, the algorithm essentially. YouTube video slop is probably not what most people had in mind, but people click and view it, so it gets maximized to make money.
yeah.
One hell of a predicament. And how can we solve this? I don't see. You know what? I like your opinion on this. I don't blame the creators necessarily. Like, sure, maybe it's lazy. They're just kind of filling an appetite of people digesting the shit, right? Because like if people really, it's kind of a weird. This might, I don't know how this will sound, but it's ultimately the reason why this stuff gets in the algorithm and gets caught and it gets so many views is because people watch the shit. I think.
Well, but they get recommended. People are not out there searching for AI slop. What the content creators are doing is they're manipulating the algorithm to get in front of as many people as they can with tags and all the smart YouTube shit we don't do.
I mean, all that smart
and also
shit,
crazy thumbnails too.
Bro, you know what we should do? We got to do the next like some controversial subject, and just it's either you stomping like curb stomping my head on a thumbnail or vice versa. Really getting the
yeah. No, that black on white violence. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, bro. It's crazy. You got to stop it. But no, I think that I don't know if there's a way to really solve it. I don't, unless the system within itself changes the algorithm, but they really just care about making money. So if it's getting millions and millions of views, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with this take here. Multiple generations now see this as a main job, thinking this is the only way to achieve success in life. Well, there's a whole world out there. Yeah, I
what
definitely.
Do you mean? What, like making YouTube
he
stuff?
He said black on red violence. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a Chicago Bulls jersey.
But the GOAT Jordan. But no, when it comes down to it, I think that people do view like content creation, streaming as a and listen, it can be a viable way for certain people to make money, but this is, I don't know how this will be. This kind of, I don't know if it's a hot take to say, but it's really you're not really contributing to society. It's really, I don't know.
You're contributing to your own, bottom line, which people care about. I mean, the economy is really, really difficult right now, so that's what makes it very difficult for me to judge them. Just simply because it's hard to eat food. The hardest workers in America get paid the least amount of money. That's the way it works.
Yeah, but I do think that there is some inherent value of actually going out there and working like a real job. And listen, like, hey, I'm not trying to poo-poo it, because if this podcast or the channels or whatever started, like we started making millions of dollars, would I think about giving up the job? Yeah, sure, maybe. But I do think there's some inherent value of having like a real job and then like having balance, like a balancing act where you can still stream, but you don't make it the main thing. And I would suggest this though, for like those smaller content creators, never make this the main thing until you get big, because we have both known some people that I'm gonna make this my full-time job, and then they're homeless. Like, it's crazy. Like, you gotta really you can't go full in. You gotta be at a certain level to have the ability to do that. And I would even argue, sorry to go on a rant here, even when you get to millions of subscribers, who's to say that YouTube's just like, I hate that dude's haircut. Delete like your channel and you're fucked. So I just don't believe in like relying on one way of making money or one. It's like expand yourself. Like let's say you got millions of dollars streaming, I would still like learn something, educate yourself, or pick up a trade or something, right? Like give yourself a fallback plan, because when you're on a social media platform, I mean, shoot, maybe you show your toes and they're crooked and you lose all your followers. I don't know. I mean, it could go away at the snap of fingers.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. I mean, shit. Like Louis Rossman, you're friends with him. Like you're his trainer, Mr. Repair Your Girl. And when it comes down to it, he kind of dealt with it, like some problems with YouTube for a little bit, right? With stagnation. And then now his channel's doing great. It's never necessarily linear and a certain set amount of money you're going to make on YouTube. There's going to be ups and downs. So always give yourself a plan B. Sorry, just random rant.
Yeah, and, if you're going to do the content creation thing. Now, before I give you this intro again, because you kind of have to feel the intro kind of like creep in a little bit. Shout out to Equal Vision Records. You guys gave us Shabuti that turned into Coheed and Cambria. Just pick up that phone from a tech billionaire. I mean that's kind of like what Lewis did, right?
Yo.
Now remember, this is like, this is the production from, again, when did they record this song? 2001, 2002? Released it in 2003?
Probably. You'd have far more knowledge than I do.
Well, what I'm saying is, think about what you just heard with the Liars Club.
Yeah.
And then you hear this.
It's a completely different sound. It's so funny.
Now you see how it just kind of it's almost like a mushroom cloud on an atomic bomb that it just it's like, okay, and then boom, it just kind of hits you.
It builds up.
The build up of it is like, whoa, and that's why, like, no matter how many times I hear this song, the chills. The chills are just incredible, because even though you know what's coming, you still can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like Connor McDavid.
Broad incision sits across the evening. The victim to our father's lost war. The restless children sit and mourn the graves of those they've never seen before. Will they be buried here among the dead? In the silent secret. The pioneers, in dealing with it, they march for dawn of real and worthy. The truth be told, the child was born.
Now this is like where it starts to kind of get like, and I've seen a lot of music professionals on YouTube react to this song. There and the chills just won't stop, right? Because like the vocal range is not just for the purpose of having vocal range. There is something that he's creating a visual through your ears.
Yeah. He's building images.
Man your own transformer! Man your battle station! We'll have integrity soon. And now, it's strength, they'll break protocol. Jealous envy for the youngest one. To be the hero is all I'll ask. Can I be buried here among the dead, with room to honor me here in the end? You'll be better off too soon.
It's a great song.
You'll be better off when you get home. The pioneers, in dealing with it, they'll march for dawn, for will and worthy. The truth be told, the child was born, and their own cover.
That's one of the things, man. He tells a story with
Yeah.
with the falsetto and the high inflection of the voice. Like he's telling a story with how he kind of shifts gears with his voice.
I would say, because I've never heard this song before, this is actually really, this is definitely better than Liars Club. I
was trying to tell you.
Yeah,
but also the production.
No, I really like the production because it's not. That is one thing. Like you could definitely tell a lot versus like a compare. I feel like this is like apples to oranges because I think he knew what he was doing with Liars Club because he was trying to get that more poppy sound.
Right.
But I think like the less.
But most of that album is like that though.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. So,
Yeah, most of the album is. That's the reason why Vaxis 1 is my least favorite Coheed album of all time, and it's not close.
No, but I do like just the raw, gritty feeling to this track, right? And then the vocals, I mean, is really, really fucking good when he hits the falsettos. And
Yeah.
he's using his voice as an instrument to really kind of tell.
Excuse me, that was Vaxis 2. That's the one I don't like. Vaxis 1 is actually pretty good. It is overly produced, but not as bad. But that second Vaxis album, my first listen through, I hated it so much because I listened to it in the car. I hated it so much. I started crying while I was driving because I hated it that much. I was so upset. Like I've been a crazy rabid Coheed fan since I found out about them in 2004, trying to stave off homelessness.
This man.
And then I listened to this, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this gay club share sounding shit? What the fuck is this? This is not Coheed."
Yeah, that's. Great.
I was so upset. I mean, I kind of got used to it, got used to the album, but oh man, he said, "Did you try to?" Dude, I couldn't even make it past the 5th song. I was so upset. Oh man. Oh man, like I'm sweating. I'm sweating just thinking about how upset I was the first listen.
This man didn't have tears of sadness. He had tears of anger down his face.
I was angry, and I was angry at myself. Like, how could I not like a Coheed work? Like, what is this? I'm like, am I a real fan? What is wrong with me? I was really upset. But a lot of it was that super crisp, highly technical. Like, we don't need that in music. We need soul in music.
Yeah, that's great.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on? You already know, man. You already know, man. This is gonna flip your wig back.
Tell me that you're proud of me. For them, I'll kill anything. Cut the throats of babies for them. Break their hearts for they were them. Hey, 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 waiting for you to say I love you too.
This is one of the things that kills me about this one particular song here. So if you've been paying attention, there's a war going on in this song. Right? And so many have already died. And you get the younger generation that's coming up, and they just want to be acknowledged in the same breath as the ones that already died before them. You know, like, you know, for you, I'll cut the throats of babies
Yeah.
just to hear you say I love you too. Just to get that acceptance or that praise from you. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. You get what I'm saying? Like the
I mean, this is like definitely a more substance within the lyrics of the song. Obviously,
right.
This is
Right.
I definitely enjoy this song. This is like if I was to do a 1 to 10 scale in comparison, like it'd probably be like a 2 for Liars Club. This be up towards the 10. You know what I mean? Just because of I don't know, just the rawness of it.
Yes, raw as fuck, man.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
actually something I really enjoy. You
Yeah.
know what we should? You know what we should? You should like. I don't know if we should do this every stream, but we should like have one day where we just kind of like go through certain albums and stuff like that of different artists and just do like this. This is actually like because I've never heard this song. This is really good.
Yeah.
I definitely have to check out more of their music.
Yo, but one of the things that killed me when I first heard this song, and you probably already kind of got a little bit of a sense of this. It sounds like the seven songs in one.
Yeah, like multiple. Yeah,
Watch.
I get what you're saying.
The navigator, the pilot, her favorite. The one they call the vision that bears the gale. The navigator, the pilot, her favorite. The one they call the vision that bears the gale.
Thanks, Polly Chaser.
Hey, yeah. Do the children really understand the things you did to them? And why, oh, why should they conjure up the will? For you, my love, I would kill him.
Hey, I don't have to say shit to you.
Coming home.
If you're not feeling it, put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you why I'm feeling it.
Coming home.
All right, Cthulhu.
In the seventh turning hour, with the victim's shadow fall, should the iron Negro hungry with the victory and all they sought for? We were one among the fence, one among the fence.
Singing noises.
I can
Yeah,
tell you
it
the first time I ever heard this, I can tell you. When I thought the song was over, I was like, "Whoa, that is cool!" And then I heard the first note start up again. I was like, "I thought it was over."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit!"
That is definitely a different vibe from some of the other stuff I've heard from them. I
Yeah.
mean, that was good though. I like the gritty rawness of it, the vocals. It was just a more that I would say I enjoy less produced music, if that makes sense. Like,
Boom! Polly Chaser nailed it. He nailed it.
Yeah.
100%. You can put this. You can put that song up during the intro to Saving Private Ryan when they D-Day,
Yeah.
right? It fits right into that. You can hear the finality, the knowing that your end has come, but how are you going to face it? Are you going to face it with bravery, or I might as well, if I know I'm going out, I might as well try to go out getting the yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that in that. So when you look at all of the discography from Coheed and Cambria, especially just coming from the second album, it actually is a long overarching story, where there is an intergalactic war going on. So their first album, which was the Second Stage Turbine Blade, was actually chapter 2 of the story. So they did, and they actually have the whole comic book thing. They have the whole, they have, and each set of the comic books is for each of the chapters. So, the first album they did was chapter 2, which is why they have the word second in the title. In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3 is the third chapter. Good Apollo on Burning Star 4, Part 1, which is their third album, which is chapter 4. And Good Apollo on Burning Star 4, Part 2, which is their fourth album. And then they brought it back with chapter 1, the Year of the Rainbow, which brings it, their fifth album is actually a prequel to the first album, which is chapter 1. So they had like this whole like full length novel thing going on. And you can, if you read the book, you can actually listen to that album all the way through. And you're like, oh shit, I know this song through the book. So even with Liars Club, it fits into the Vaxxer storyline. But they choose to create different sound signatures for different songs because they just have so many different things that they like to put out there. But you can understand why this one is in my top 5.
No, I get it. No, I could definitely understand that. Like I think it was good. It was very, very good. I would say for me, like, if, I don't know, 1 out of 10, I'd give this like an 8.5.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the song quite a bit. I'd probably enjoy it more if I had like a full straight playthrough with like my headphones on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
'Cause there is a little bit of loss of quality.
Yeah.
With the
especially with YouTube, and we can't just play the song all the way through. The YouTube gods would not be very happy with us, even though we're not monetizing the stream. Like, what the hell?
I'll say this because I gotta get out of here and have some dinner. But
hungry motherfucker.
I would say this with one thing though. There was a comment someone brought up. What was it? Nickelback. Someone's opinion on Nickelback. A genuine question because I don't like. What is your thoughts on Nickelback?
I don't really know their music. I just know that they're a meme. And I know that I had this personal training client that used to always joke about, look at this photograph, and that shit had me. That shit had me dying. So I really only know the pop culture and the memes and the fact that they're like very easy to beat up on. But when Nickelback, I guess, was popular, I was listening to Chevelle. So
Yeah. Yeah, Chevelle's actually that's a real good band. Yeah, I mean I would say for this, I think like Nickelback unfairly gets a little too much crap, you know?
yeah,
They
this is
definitely
how I feel about Nickelback. It's pretty much what Polly Chaser said.
Yeah, it's
They have
kind
an
of
audience and we're successful. Not mine, but props to them. Yep.
I'm pretty much kind of lockstep there. Like there's a song or two there I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty good," but do I go back to like Nickelback and like listen to every single song? No. Like there's the occasional like, "Oh, like the Photograph song, that was huge," and then How You Remind Me, and I really can't think of much else of their music. But it's I feel a little bit bad, but they kind of get like blamed for that whole like, "Oh, every single song sounds the same."
You have a lot of them like that.
But there's a lot of bands like that.
Flyleaf was like that.
Yeah, Flyleaf was definitely like that.
Evanescence. I mean, Evanescence had a good sound, but almost every song was exactly the same.
I was gonna say they definitely had a good sound, but it was very.
Yeah.
I could only listen to them
Predictable.
for a little bit. It was just like I already knew where every single song was gonna go. It just it's one of the problems, right? Is like if you change too much, people hate it because you're not the same. But then if you keep making the same shit, it's one of those things that people complain about, like, oh my god, like change up your sound. It's like no winning in that.
Yeah,
I would say, I you know, like I used to listen to what was it Five Finger Death Punch a little bit, but then that kind of got played out because a lot of their songs just start sounding the same, and I'm like, okay, like, it is what it is. I mean, they got some pretty good songs there, but it kind of felt a little bit more formulaic.
I will say this about Coheed, because I don't think that a lot of the fan base really understood when they came out with Ascension and Descension, the Afterman. There are, I think it's Descension. There are two songs on here that actually come back to back. Key Entity Extraction 5, Century to Defiant, and The Hard Sell. You're gonna like the sound of those because it's a very defiant sound. The sound is defiant. Claudio, who writes the music and writes, all the music is based upon his writings and the comic books, stuff like that. He wrote about the music industry specifically in these two songs, where he was basically kind of like, given the single finger salute, the 2-fingered salute, to the record industry and how they treat artists when things are going good, and then in reality they really only care about making money, and then they try to get you to change your sound. It's kind of like there was this one band that I was not a fan of, Fall Out Boy.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that in a while. That name, yeah.
But then, like, when Disney got involved and they wanted to, play their songs on ESPN, and you heard their songs everywhere, the quality of the songs, you can even if whether you're a fan of Fall Out Boy or not, you can see that the quality definitely diluted because they fell victim to the money and they went away from whatever their art was. And Claudio actually talks about that directly. It's even in the album artwork. And when the next time you come to my house, I'll show you the album artwork, and you will see the album artwork for The Hard Sell. And you will see the what's the word I want to say? It's the cynicism. There's a cynicism in it, and there's a vitriol in it. I have to show you one of these days. It's a beautiful thing. He made a song about the music industry trying to force him to change his sound so that they can make more money.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of bands fall into that trap, though.
Yeah, but he was just like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
And that's why I gotta love the guy. Even though sometimes, there are songs that really don't hit my ear quite right, that I don't really love that much, or it's like an acquired sound.
Yeah.
it's like that. You know, like fuck you. You know. But anyway,
Well, but speaking of fucking, if you want to not fuck us, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and maybe someday we'll get some big corporate industry wanting to buy and sell our souls. But yeah, I've definitely got to. I'm gonna fucking head out of here because I'm gonna spend some time. But yeah, man, fucking good show. Chip
Polly Chaser,
cheerio.
thanks for coming by, man. Everybody that came by.
Appreciate everybody who popped through. We had some good viewers. And we'll try to be back tomorrow if I don't get called in, if I don't have to stay late for work.
Yeah, you're probably going to want to talk about the fact that it looks like the Mets have offered Kyle Tucker $50 million AAV.
Yeah, we could definitely, I mean, this is the talking shit. We could talk whatever. We could talk a little baseball.
Yeah.
Talk a little baseball. Talk about the greatest baseball player to ever live for his wallet, Anthony Rendon. And that man, it's like, you know what? Fuck this game. I just want the money. And he works.
Yep.
I mean, fucking salute. But fuck no, him. I mean, we can definitely, no, he's your favorite player. But we can definitely,
I hate that motherfucker.
We can definitely talk some sports tomorrow about something, like whatever. And, go from there. We can. What was that? Wacky Sports Wednesdays, I guess. I don't know.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Just
wide world of sports Wednesdays.
Yeah, wild sports.
Because we got to put the ABC jackets on, the maroon.
Bro, I will, dude. I'll go buy a fucking sport jacket. We can like wear a suit and tie and just like put a headset on and be like. Oh.
I'll put on a tuxedo T-shirt. How about that? Oh, we are definitely, because actually, it's really funny you mentioned this, Poly Chaser. Cap and I are investigating possibly seeing the first, with fans, the first PWHL women's game at Madison Square Garden. We're thinking about going to see some women's hockey to let people know we do fuck with women's sports when it's worth fucking with. We will spend money and buy a jersey and some tickets. If it's worth it. So we might talk about those plans. We have to see if we can make that happen for April 4th.
So tomorrow we're talking about the WNBA.
We're definitely going to get on that.
Yeah, we're all about equality and beating women down, right? No, I'm just joking.
That's crazy. They don't even allow fighting in the PWHL.
No, they don't. I mean, that's never been like fighting in hockey. That's always
they don't even really hit that hard either.
Yeah, but like that's always been more of a men's game thing. It's not been a women's game thing. So
yeah, I just want to see hockey. You know,
absolutely. So
yeah, we'll be back at y'all hopefully tomorrow, and we're just gonna do this as long as this shit that we want to talk. It's that fucking simple.
Exactly. I don't even know what the fuck this schedule's going to be. I mean, maybe it's like, I don't know. But whenever we want to go live, we'll probably come up with some type of schedule, though, I'm assuming. So yeah,
eventually. I mean, it's more like if you guys are enjoying it and we're enjoying doing it, then we will put something on the calendar for it and do something for real, But, our opinion is just as valid as anybody else is popular, right? So hear us talk our shit. We let you talk your shit. And
we hate everybody equally. Yeah, true.
Yeah, 100%. But with our guy Dan Jensen, we have to let everyone know, as always, to be safe out there in the real world. Polly Chaser, we love you, brother. Thank you for coming by. All of you Danish motherfuckers. Gibber the Kicker. We've got Cthulhu coming over from the Indian Jesus channel and all of that. Kratos was here. Mrs. Evil. Thank y'all so much for watching. And if you guys want to come back on through tomorrow, we'll try to come back and share this shit, yo. Let's have some more people in the conversation.
Peace. I want to see you fight the Indian.